Hello from Southern California. So I have pet parents who ask me, why does my dog not listen to me? Is that your situation too? Do you have a dog that doesn't listen to you when you ask him to do things? Is it in the house? On your walk? Where does this happen? So, who am I? My name is Linda Kwan, and I am the owner and trainer at WowBowWow. We specialize in working with pet parents with young puppies up to about 2 years old. We help the pet parents understand their dog, so training becomes easier. So, sometimes you think your dog should know what you're asking them to do. They've done it before, right? And they'll do it for you. You've seen it. So why won't they do it now? Oh, there's Jill. Jill, quiet. Good. So why won't they do it now? And where is this happening? Is it when people come visit you on your walks? When you're at the vet office or at the groomers? Where is this happening for you? So I don't see anyone yet, but if anyone's there, where are you tuning in from? And what is your pup's name? Did you get one recently, or do you have a little bit older dog? Maybe a year old or 2 years old or 5 years old? Did you just recently get a rescue dog? So any of these dogs, are you having issues with them not listening to you when you've been working with them and they know that. They know that command or cue, right? So here is something I'm going to share with you, because if they're like worried or too excited, they may not be able to hear you. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is actually body language. Do you know when your dog is a little bit worried about what's going on around them, maybe, or too excited? What do you see in your dog? For excited dog, you may see them like looking around, like their tail's wagging, they're pulling on the leash, they're like staring at things, right? If they're worried, what do you see? If you could share with me, drop it in the chat here. What kind of things do you see? Oh, there's Jill again. Jill? Good. So what do you see in their body language that may be telling you that, they may be worried and so they can't hear you? I'm going to share with you a list of possible signals they're giving you that they may be too worried and so they can't hear you, or even if they hear you, they can't do for you what you're asking them to do. So these are some of them. Have you seen your dog like their tongue flicking in and out? Or have you seen a dog like shake off, right? That's kind of like a sigh, like they've been like building up tension and they're releasing that tension with a shake off. Not when they're wet. I mean, that's a different kind of shake off. Have you seen them do a paw lift or even a stretch? Or like we talked about, the stiff body staring at something, right? Looking away. I remember taking a client with their dog to an outdoor mall, and the dog literally turned around and looked away from the direction we were going. They did not go. They did not want to go in that direction. Even just that their head turning away, not necessarily the whole body, is an indication that something up ahead is worrying them. Sniffing the ground, that's a way for the dog to help themselves calm down. Okay, so scratching themselves, right? Scratching themselves, pacing. Danny does this when we're at the groomers. He's kind of like not so happy to be there. He'll like tolerate it. So what he does right before he goes in, he'll like pace around me. And so he'll like go around me, and I have to like move the leash around me as he's going around and around and around, panting when it's not hot, a yawn, when it's not tiring. And when they're outside, when you're walking around, a yawn is a sign that they may be worried. Or whale eyes, which is they're turning their head away from the direction of what's worrying them. So all you see is the white of their eyes. And the obvious ones that most people know about is obviously the lowering of the tail, or, pinning back of the ears, excessive drooling. I've seen that in cars where the dog is drooling, so worried, and sneezing. So have you seen any of these things on those times when your dog is not listening to you? Have you seen any of these? So put it in the comments, drop it in there. Have you seen any of these kind of behaviors? So what does this tell you now that you know that you may have been missing some of these signals that they may be worried, right? So does that mean that you may have to look around to see what may be going on? Maybe. And sometimes you won't see why they may be worried. But now that you know some of the body language that they give you, that they are worried, what you need to do next is what? You need to help them learn to be comfortable, calm themselves down. Does that make sense? Now, the other type of dog we mentioned is, maybe really excited and too many distractions, and that's why they're not listening to you. If that's the case, what do you think you need to do? What do you think you need to help them do? Maybe calm down, maybe learn some focus games, right? Does that make sense? Can you give me a one if this makes sense to you, what I'm telling you? So these are your things that you may have to think about what to do with your pups. Now, if you need help teaching them how to calm themselves down, okay, or be less worried about something, then just let us know. You can contact us and we can help you. So I hope this was helpful in learning more about your dog, and maybe a little bit more empathy of why they might be listening to you. Oh, Jill, come here. Good. Today's Saturday, and there's a lot of things going on outside. Good girl. But she comes back. She is a dog that needs more work on calming. Have a great Saturday, and I'll see you Tuesday. By the way, and have a great Halloween Monday if you do celebrate it. And stay safe, and make sure your dog does not escape out the door if you're handing out candy. Okay, take care.